Peace and love, y'all. It's your girl, the Vibe Priestess, tapping back in with y'all with more messages from Spirit. Just a little tarot wisdom with the Vibe Priestess, okay? Today, Spirit, what do we have for the collective, Spirit? What messages do we have for the collective today? Okay. Okay. We got messages galore from Spirit. What is the message today, Spirit? What is the message? Okay. So it looks like to me, right, that you've gotten this fresh start, okay? So there may be some new beginnings. You may be starting something new, okay? You know how when you are just over it and you want to unstagnate the energy and you go cut your hair off, you feel renewed, you feel refreshed. This energy is bringing a renewed, refreshing energy, revitalization, okay, rejuvenation, all of these things, okay? You are feeling very recharged, boosted, ready to go, okay? This is that type of fresh start energy, okay? So you may have started a new journey. I don't know if you're working on a new project, okay, a new business venture, okay? Maybe you started something new in the love realm of things, okay? But we are going to tap into that, okay, as we move forward in the reading, okay? But it looks like people got fresh starts, okay? You may be doing something new with your look, okay? So that's a beautiful thing. You know, it's nothing wrong with reinventing ourselves when we feel that we've evolved, okay? And we want to match. We want our physical to match what we feel energetically, okay, emotionally and things like that, okay? So we got to go, you know, get fresh, get what they call it, the makeover, right? And I love that. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that if you want to do cut your hair real short, or if you want to go get you a sew-in and add some length, or if you want to rock the natural look when you've been rocking the straight look, you know, whatever that is, embody it, embrace it, okay? Those things that you're ready to shift and change into, okay? The next card that we got is Ascension Tension, okay? So after a lot, right, Ascension Tension is all about elevating, evolving, okay, raising the vibration, okay? But it's also about, you know, when we're ascending, there's always going to be more conflict or more challenge, okay? So, like when we are climbing up a mountain per se, right? You know, the higher that you get, right, the more the atmosphere and the air becomes more what is the word? Is it more dense? There's something with the air, the atmosphere, where it's like harder to breathe the more you elevate, okay? The higher you are, the more difficult, right? This is like more money, more problems, which I don't like that saying, but we understand what that means. It means whenever the more success brings more drama, brings more obstacles that you have to overcome and things like that. So this is what that is. It's like as you rise, just expect to know that there are going to be challenges that come, but you, because of all of the muscles that you built, all of the strength that you built from you know, climbing this mountain, you have the strength and the endurance and the courage to continue to push through, okay? There's nothing that's going to be able to stop you because you continue to make that choice to rise up, to elevate, and to evolve, okay? So I love that for you, okay? And this has brought you to this awakened space, okay? So it's like after you've done the work and you've ascended and you've went through the trials and tribulations that gave you wisdom, right? Gave you an understanding of why you had to go through all of these things, okay? It put you in this space where you became more vigilant, more aware, right? You see things more clearly now, and it's like you've, you know, you're no longer programmed to the matrix, right? So this is like an awakened version of you where now you see things more clearly, you see things more different, you move differently even, right? You're more set in your ways in regards to like serenity, peace, you know what I'm saying, solitude, whatever it is that you need to make sure that you stay grounded, balanced, whatever within. This is one of those things that is reminding you that this is a necessity or this is something that you're already embodying, okay? This is what this ascension tension, right, has revealed to you, right? That it's a constant ritualistic regimen type of thing, right? That you are continuously working on self, continuously working on being grounded and balanced, okay? And so that is what that is about, okay? Now, what happens sometimes is during this phase of ascension tension, okay, we're going through this awakening phase in our lives, right? It can put us in this place of stagnancy or being stuck because we are confined within like this space where we're conflicted with the old ways of thinking and the new ways of thinking, right? So it can put us in a place where we've evolved, but it's like the reality is still reflecting our old ways of thinking, okay? But we have to understand that there's this phase, this grace period in between when you shift, right? Where now your new reality is being created to reflect your new way of outlook on life, okay? But there is going to be that little window, that grace period where you have to be patient, you have to have the faith, you have to understand that these things are shifting for you, even though we don't have the evidence of it physically, okay? We need to make sure that we know spiritually, energetically, that we are feeling the shift, we're seeing the shift, and we are, you know, tapped into the Most High so much that we have this knowing, okay? And that's what this is about, and this will remove you from any stagnant energy where you're feeling stuck, okay? Sometimes stillness is necessary. Sometimes when you feel like you're not moving, it's for good reason. Maybe you need to embrace this stillness, okay, so you can revisit how you want to move forward, okay? This also always reminds me of like spells, you know, magic, black magic. People will put your name in a jar or do something or whatever to alleviate you from ascending, from moving forward. So these are things that you want to ensure that you are doing to spiritually protect you, okay, which is prayer, always every day, you know, affirming your protection from the Most High, okay? Always regularly cleaning your energy, whether it's spiritual baths, whether it's saging, Palo Santo, okay? Affirming that there's nothing that can affect you or your destiny or your purpose, okay? There's all different types of protection spells. There's all different types of things, but when you have the Most High regularly in your conscious, you're always asking Him for guidance, always asking Him for His protection. Baby, prayer is so powerful, right? People think you got to go and do this black magic and do all these things, but just knowing that God is watching over you, okay, and protecting you, and you being in constant communication, that is the protection that you've placed over your, you know, your life and, you know, your experience, okay? Now, this part is so important because creation is the act of the Most High, right? The Most High created us all in His image, right? And then He gave us the ability to be able to create as well, right? So that is the things that guide us to our purpose, to our path. Those things innately that we feel guided towards, okay? These creative nudges that we want to go and, oh, you know, we have this artsy way of communicating, okay? Maybe we want to be poets, or maybe we have we're artists or we're musicians, or whatever it is innately that we feel guided towards, okay? That is that gift that God blessed us with, we were born with, that is now wanting to be activated, and we tap into further, okay, so we can see where we can take that creation to lead us along our path and our destiny, okay? Creation is such a beautiful thing. This could be about fertility. This could be about you creating a mini you. You know what I'm saying? Like, this could be about creation, regardless, is just about fertility. The ability to be able to create and manifest the things that you desire, and how it starts from nothingness, right? Like when an artist, they have a blank easel, right? And they get that, and then they start to do, you know, their little painting strokes, and then next thing you know, it turns into this masterpiece, okay? So it started with just an idea, right? So that's powerful. If we know the power of our minds and we know that we have the ability to create anything, we'll stop limiting ourselves to just, you know, what the corporate world has taught us or what school has taught us to just go and be a worker bee, versus us creating something of our own, right, and being able to thrive and live off of the God-given talents that we've been blessed with. Okay, that's such a beautiful thing. All right, so let's see what else. Spirit, what else? Shadow work, y'all. So this is all about going within, right? So a lot of times we just ignore the dark side of ourselves and act like it's not there, and we ignore it, right? And we just try to strive for this perfection, but it's like inauthentic perfection. It's just to try to appeal to other people, or for people to place judgment about where we are in life. And a lot of times we're doing things just to please others, or to just look like we're you know, this or that to other people. And the reality is, when we go and tap into our shadow side and we recognize that, you know, we do have things within us that we can work on, that we can become better. When we don't just ignore the darkness, it allows us to empower ourselves, because we know these things that we need to work on, and we're not just in denial as if they're not there. We're actually really ready and willing to go through that darkness within ourselves, to go sort it out so we can heal it, right? And we can utilize that darkness to our betterment, not the detriment of our well-being, because that's what happens a lot of times when that darkness goes unresolved or unattended to, right? It shows up in other ways, right? And subconsciously sometimes, right, where we don't even realize that, yeah, from you sitting there and just ignoring the signs that you need to deal with that darkness, right? And it just creates more difficulty, right? So let's not ignore these darknesses, okay? The shadow work is necessary for us to heal, okay? Now with this card coming out, this is the finish line. This is the marathon, okay? This has been like, you've been putting in a lot of work, okay? You've come a long way, and you've even, you know, it's like you was in your own lane, okay? And it was like, even though people try to compete with you, it's like you didn't feel that you had any competition, right? It was just you, focus, you and your ancestors, right, leading you across that finish line, okay? Because you realize that in order to cross the finish line, right, there's a certain things that you have to attain and learn along the way on your path, okay? And so you have mastered those things. You reflected, you've done the shadow work, okay? You've done the fresh start and the awakenings and everything. You went through all of the phases, right? You went through your darkness, and now you've crossing the finish line, okay? Because that is what we need to understand, is that when we go through those processes, it is like you've won. It is like an accomplishment, because there's not, out of, you know, the huge population, there's only a certain percentage of people who actually do the shadow work, that self-reflect, that look at themselves in the sense that, yeah, I can rebuild myself up, I can become better, I can be who I want to be. Not everybody has that mindset, right? Spirit, what other messages do we have? Marley, can you like move somewhere else? Because you're kind of like in my way a little bit. Okay, can you sit right here? Come over here. Thank you. All right, so Spirit, what other messages do we have? Once again, that faith of a mustard seed, that deep knowing, when you have an understanding of who you are, right, and you have an understanding of the Most High and your connection to it, and your connection just to everything around you, right, you become so ahead of the game, because it's like you're always 10 steps ahead, okay? Because if you are very, like, you're an analytical person, right? You process things from a standpoint of higher perspective, okay? So that's what allows you to have this deep knowing, because you don't just let one thing go through one ear and out the other, or you don't just let things go over your head. You actually process them, right? But then on top of that, right, there's just been this innate light within you since you were born, and you've always felt this connection to the Most High as you've grown throughout your life. It's just almost like a subconscious, right? You know, it's like that automation where it just comes natural, like you just know. It's a deep knowing. It comes from within. Not everybody has that type of faith, okay? But when you are, you know, living in your purpose or whatever, sometimes a lot of people come in as star seeds, indigo children. They come in and they have this deep empathic ability, all right? But not everybody pursues that. Some people, it's used against them and to the detriment of them. And some people realize it is actually a gift, right? It's a blessing in disguise, but it takes us some learning how to manage being an empath, how to manage people who want to abuse and use empaths, and knowing that level of discernment, right? So once you attain that information, there's a deep knowing that just comes over you that you're like, baby, it's like you just know. You don't need anything outside of yourself to have this level of awareness, okay? You've mastered some things here, okay? Yeah, daydreaming is all about you being in this space where you are manifesting and creating the vision of what it is that you want, right? Daydreaming is like, and like daydreaming normally is like when you're like thinking about somebody that you love, and like, you know, you miss them, and you just had a good time this past weekend, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get off work. Like, oh my gosh, I miss my baby. I want to see him. Da, 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 da. Whether it's about a relationship or you know, a dream job, or you know, whatever, it could be anything that has to do with just your vision as far as what you have for your future. And daydreaming is a beautiful thing, okay? This also can be that you have like gifts that have to do with dream interpretation, okay? Or this could be that you need to just be paying attention to your gifts as well, or tapping into that if you have not yet, because you are gifted, okay? But sometimes the daydream card just means that you may get premonitions in your dreams and things like that. So pay attention to it, okay? Because it's not like you have to be asleep, right? You could be awakened and just something dawns on you that's like those divine downloads, okay? Spirit, what other messages do we have? Okay, so we have choose love, right? So this is about you making a sound decision and choice when it comes to the people that come into your life that are love options, you know. This is something that you want to pay attention to, because there's a lot of people that will come in and love bomb you. There's a lot of people that will come in and deceive you because they have a hidden agenda and they just need you as a tool or piece of their puzzle to connect the dots for them. You see what I'm saying? So this is somebody who's also could be dating online and things like that, all right? This is just a reminder for you, okay, to choose, make sure you're choosing healthy connections and relationships, okay? Also, if you are dating online, okay, these, like, dating online can be difficult because this is where a lot of narcissists go to choose their prey, okay? It's just like you basically put yourself on a platform where people can just scroll, and it's just like left, right, and it's like, it's very superficial and shallow, okay? Because, you know, when you're online dating, it's very just about, well, what this person look like, because that's what you're going to be attracted to at first, right? Is the physical, like the pictures, right? That's what you go off of. And then you decide, like, okay, well, let me read their description or their bio and see if they're relative to, you know, and anybody can type up a bio and say who they are and what they're about, right? So that's like narcissist platform 101. Like, you know, so my thing is, it's just a reminder that if you are dating online, okay, still pay attention, right? Be aware of the energy exchange and things like that, because I attempted dating online at one point because I was like, well, let me just, you know, I wanted to try everything, because I'm like, damn, you know, I'm still single. Like, I want to, you know, I do want to be in a relationship, and I'm seeing these new in advanced ways, right, to date. And so I tried it, you know, and I actually met this really, really very, very attractive guy on there. But it was really short-lived, because like right off the bat I realized he was very narcissistic, because it was like he was inquiring about me, right? He reached into my DMs and everything, and then I responded like, hey, you know, I find you attractive as well, like let's FaceTime. And you know, because my thing is I don't trust just being online talking to somebody and I can't see you physically, you know what I mean? So it was like I encouraged that, and it's like we did FaceTime very briefly, but I was realized it was like he was trying to be combative with me about it. Like he was like, oh well, I ain't about to be sitting on FaceTime with you. It's like, well, if you're just getting to know somebody and you're on this dating app and it's showing that we're looking for the same things, and you're not willing to invest that time to make me feel comfortable, to get to know you, we can't sit on FaceTime and talk for 10-15 minutes just so I can get that brief energy exchange. Well then, baby, I don't want you. I don't want to talk to you, you know. And that was, like I said, it was very short-lived, but this is the type of energy that you can get. So this is just a reminder for you to be vigilant. Don't just because people are online saying that they want love and marriage, that's what they really want. Can you, Marley, can you sit down? Thank you. Sit right here. Because I don't want you stepping on my tarot cards. Can you sit down, please? Sit. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, and then solitude. All right. You want to go? You need to go pee or something? This boy is funny. You just want some attention, huh? I know. All right. So anyway, solitude, y'all. This is about taking that time to go within, to separate yourself from everything. Other people can be distractions, right? So this is you going within, taking that time, even if it's just you going within, having that time at home, right? Lighting you a candle, burning you some incense, okay? Sipping on a little wine or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But it's like solitude is about your personal time and making sure that you enjoy it. You know how sometimes people just get by themselves and it's not like they make an environment for them to enjoy. They just go home and sit in front of the TV, or just go home and get in the bed and just sit around here. Like, it's like a level of energy of boredom. When you can go home and be in solitude and make your home a peaceful, sacred space where you can enjoy that solitude, and also it can activate more creative things for you to do while you're in that solitude, or even if it's just a meditative space. Solitude is for you to get into a space to find that peace, okay? To quiet the mind, okay? If there's a lot of chaos going on around you, this is for you to separate yourself and come back to being grounded and centered and things like that, okay? So that's what solitude is about. All right, so let's switch up the deck, y'all. I am going to pull some tarot cards now, and let's see what the tarot has for us today. Marley, I'm gonna have to rearrange you. Come over here. Come over here. Thank you, because you're in the way, bro. So yeah, I don't know why I put these cards back in the deck. I'm about to pull these back out so I can. Okay. Perfect. All right. So now we're gonna see what tarot has for us. All right, Spirit. What messages do we have for the collective? Boom. Yes. Okay. So what we got first was the Seven of Cups. Okay, we got the Temperance. So already what I'm getting so far is like when we talked about that chaos energy, okay, when it's just so much going on, it's so easy to be confused when you have, it's like you're so distracted because you have so many things going on, right? You have so many things pulling your energy this way, that away, right? And that is why, you know, this card came out with fresh start, okay? So with fresh start, and getting this card, okay, I'm getting that, yes, it's time for you to start eliminating, right? You need to process of eliminate and prioritize actions and things that you're going to invest your focus on or your time in, okay? This is you going in and eliminating the things that are toxic, eliminating the things that are not beneficial to your goals, to your well-being, to the future self, the higher self, okay? If it's not beneficial, it's time for you to start eliminating this stuff, okay? You want to start with the things that are causing chaos, right? So you want to eliminate the snakes and the people that don't have good intention for you, okay? And just the things that are unpredictable, that create turmoil and chaos in your life, and you want to start to focus on the things that are blessings, the foundations, okay? The abundance, whatever it is that you're wanting to bring into your life, but it's starting to eliminate those things that are no longer conducive, right, to those things. So that's why I came out, because it's like it's time for you to have a fresh start. It's time for you to cut all this shit out so you can grow and you can start moving towards this epiphany vision that you have, right? It's like when you come to this conclusion that this is not for me, this ain't aligned with what I know that like the Most High has for me, so I'm cutting this off, right? And whether it's like I cut my hair off, whatever it is that you cut, you was cutting it off because it was no longer beneficial to you, and it wasn't beneficial to your well-being, okay, and the growth of your ascension, right? And for Temperance to come out with shadow work, I'm really getting this level of balance within, right? This is about the yin and the yang, right? The masculine and the feminine within, and having that balance, right? And Temperance is showing that you may need to use that shadow. You may need to use that light. It all depends, but the Temperance is all about balancing it out and knowing when and when not to use certain elements, right? So this is for you to say, baby, don't worry about it. If I need to go to my darkness and utilize it to protect myself, or if I need to go to my darkness because I need to transmute the energy to elevate myself, whatever it is, right? This is you now being in a space where this is it's conscious now. It's a conscious awareness that you have, that when you start to see that people are activating or triggering you, you start to, instead of just letting the shadow just loose, you control how the shadow is being revealed, okay? You control how you're going to channel that energy into something more positive. And I love that, because that there's real power in that, okay? So what do we have next? Okay, we have the Ascension tension, okay? And then we have the Three of Cups, okay? So what I'm seeing is as you grow, right, you're going to have people that are also in alignment with you that can grow with you too. This may also mean that you have to grow apart with people when you're ascending. You have to elevate in people that are no longer serving your purpose, well-being, or what it is that you have for yourself as far as like your goals, your aspirations, your purpose, right? That's when you have to start eliminating those people, okay? But you also, this is also not only just eliminating people, but this is also like you need to celebrate your ascension. You need to celebrate your growth. Celebrate the fact that you are one of those people that's out here making a significant change for yourself, for you to become a better person. And so because of that, you deserve to be celebrated, okay? Because there's not many people out here taking, not to say there's not many people out here taking, there are, but there's also it's a lower, you would think that it's a lower percentage in comparison to, you know, the rest of the matrix dwellers who just don't seem like that they understand purpose, right? It's just, no, I just gotta go through the motions because this is how we're supposed to live on this earth, right? But not really taking in the value, the moral foundation of like what they're investing their energy and their time into, okay? Now with the Awaken coming, okay, so we had Awaken. Let me align these cards up, okay? And all right, yes, so all right, so what I have with the Awaken card, we had this Ace of Cups coming out, okay? Now being awakened, taking that time to step into that space where you have this inner knowing, this inner light, this awareness, because you become awakened, because you're doing the work, because you meditate, and because you create that space for spirit as well. This is going to bring you this sense of emotional fulfillment, right? This is a level of balance with your emotions that you have, because think about when you are frustrated or something like that. It's like people always tell you to take a breath, breathe in, breathe out, right? This is breath work is really important in balancing out the frequencies and the energies within, okay? And so you've mastered that. You know how to control your emotions, right? So this is just showing that you have a new beginning with how you move with your emotions and how you dictate, you know, how you're feeling. And if you're feeling a certain type of way, you know that ultimately you're awakened to know that you are the person that controls that, in a sense, okay? You have this higher perspective that's activated within you that you consult with before you react, you know, emotionally. It's like you have this dialogue within your mind that's like, okay, hold on, I know I'm not tripping. Like this dimmer look like a setup. Is they really trying to activate my triggers right now? Like, you know, it's like you put yourself 10 steps ahead because you're thinking ahead before anybody comes and tries to provoke you, right? Because that is a form of energy siphoning, and people will come and try to provoke you and alter your frequency and your energy. But baby, you're ahead of the game when it comes to that, okay? But with the Stuck card and this Knight of Cups coming in, like, I'm really getting that it's easy to get lost when it comes to allowing other people, right, who can come and play with your emotions, okay? It's very hard to get past that stagnancy, right, when you have this emotional baggage, right? Or if you have somebody that's coming with messages, like, this is you listening to people and how they feel about you, and like you caring too much that you don't make moves because you care about what other people think. You care about how other people feel about you. You're too concerned versus you being so concerned about how you feel about things. Like, you get so invested in gossip, and you get so invested in, you know, people trying to bring you drama, right, that you let it keep you in this stillness. It like stops you from moving forward because you're too like, well, what would they think? What would this person think? Da, 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 da. And it's like, what do you think? That's the only person. What do you think? What does your higher self think, right? The higher self that's connected to the Most High, right? And if you think a certain thing and you know it's good for you, then wondering and being concerned about what other people think about it is irrelevant, because other people are not living your path. They're not living your purpose, okay? And so I got Strength that came out with Create. Now, the Strength card is, you know, you being able to tame that beast within, okay? And a lot of times people do that with their creativity, okay? If they're feeling some type of way emotionally, energetically, and it's like them taming that beast so they don't just let the anger and the, you know, whatever that is, that people, when they get out of control and they just go off on, or they just act up, right? This is just showing that you have a level of strength that you can go and pull from, that allows you to say, you know what, this is not worth it, right? This is not worth it. But with it coming out with the Create card, okay, this is just showing that you have the strength to create whatever it is that you desire, because you are like, this is giving magician energy, okay, where it's like you have all the tools, you have what it is that you need, and you have the vision. So it's like you can create whatever you want, and the strength is going to push you there, the courage, right, to do things that maybe other people are not willing to go out on that limb and take that leap of faith, or go out on a limb because of the courage that they have. But you are very courageous is what I'm saying, and use that courage to push you to create things that are out of the norm, that not every, because that's what happens, right? A lot of times people are just so, their followers, they're stuck in the ways, but somebody will come and be innovative and they'll create a whole new lane, and then it's like, oh my gosh, like before that lane was created, nobody could envision or imagine how innovative or how effective it was going to be in a positive direction, and then boom, it's there, and now everybody's jumping on that train because the evidence is there. So it's like, we don't always got to seek other people to get, like, you know, what it is that we should create. We just got to follow our own intuitive nudges to the things that we need to create, and have that courage to do it, regardless if people are supporting you or not. Okay. And with this last card that I have here, we have the marathon, the finish line, okay? And then we have the Six of Pentacles, right? And the Six of Pentacles is always about, like, with you crossing this marathon, okay? You're in this place where you are very, you can be like charitable with your wisdom, okay? This is you going out and wanting to help others and things like that, and put this wisdom and knowledge that you've learned, okay, from you crossing the finish line, okay, you walking that path with purpose, okay? It gave you this level of awareness that can help you help others, right? Go in to empower people who have been in that space that you're coming from, right? And so time for no wasps to get me, but yeah, that's exactly what that's about. So it's just about you being a charitable person and taking that wisdom and that knowledge, okay, and sharing it with other people that have come. Marley, you getting on my nerves, you know that? What's the problem? Come on, I'm trying to do this reading. I need for you to relax, or that's why next time I'm keeping you in the house. Move. All right, y'all. Marley's ready to go in, so I'm gonna wrap this reading up, okay? So yes, charitable. Be charitable with the wisdom and knowledge that you have. Share it with people that you know will benefit from it, okay? And that is my message. That is Messages with Spirit. So thank you so much for tuning in, y'all. Peace and love, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.